Those discoveries made tonight beneath a shed at a West Toledo home are tonight's big story. But before we get to that, we want to warn you that the video you're about to see may be considered graphic and disturbing. Now, WNWO was the only television station there tonight when volunteers began digging behind a home along Luann Avenue in West Toledo. Now, after just a few minutes of searching the ground under a shed in the backyard of that home, volunteers unearthed what appeared to be a large dog's body buried in a blanket. Now, in that same area, volunteers would also find another half-dozen plastic trash bags, but at this time, it's unclear just what was in those bags. However, many believe that the scene that they may contain the remains of puppies or even cats that were once in the care of the property owner. Now, what was recovered tonight is now in the hands of a local veterinarian who will examine what was in the bags and that blanket that you saw. Now, the vet is not directly related to the property owner or the case, as a matter of fact, but arrived on the scene tonight with cadaver bags in order to assist the volunteers that were behind tonight's search. Well, today's developments come after a WNWO story aired Monday about another dog's body that was found on that very same property Sunday. Now, since that story made headlines, the current occupant of the home was told she had 72 hours to leave the property. And that gave tonight's volunteers only a small window of time to continue their search for more animal remains. Now, the current occupant of the home says that the homeowner is a woman named Kathy Sutter, who used to run the Northwest Ohio Underdog Rescue out of a garage at the home where the discoveries were made this week. Now, the garage was converted into a kennel that you see here and housed more than a dozen dogs at a time while Sutter lived on the property. Now, Sutter has since moved her operation to another home, and on Monday we were able to locate her, but she turned away our cameras and refused to comment. She could not be reached tonight on the latest discoveries that were found at her property. Well, while still operating out of the West Toledo property where the remains were found today, a dog named Bones that was actually placed in Sutter's care and was reported missing by Sutter to the Lexus Project, which placed the dog in her care. Now, officials at the Lexus Project became suspicious and only recently were given permission to search that West Toledo property for clues. Now, again, as I said, on Sunday, Bones's body was found and, according to some, died of neglect. Local animal advocates then returned to the property today to see what else they could find.
It's horrible. It's horrible that this lady is still legally operating and she has all these dogs. And I'm fear, my heart breaks for the dogs that she still has, if they're in horrible conditions or if she's burying them in her backyard now.
Now, WNWO did reach out to both the Lucas County Dog Warden and Toledo Area Humane Society for comments on today's discoveries found at that West Toledo home, but neither office was open this evening. Now, we hope to get comment from all sides of the story tomorrow when those offices are open. So for the latest on tonight's story and our previous coverage, as well as updates in the coming days, make sure you download WNWO's mobile app. It's for both your iPhone and Android.